Hey there guys, it's Dashabella and welcome back to another Star Equestrian video. But in today's case, it's more of a quick Star Equestrian guide video. I'm kind of hoping it's quick, but we'll see how my explanation abilities are going to come into today's video because today's topic is a little complicated. So today we're going to be looking at prestiges. These are very rare abilities that horses can inherit in Star Equestrian, and they can be, if you don't have the right knowledge, very expensive to get and even more expensive to level up. Today's video, I'm hoping to help save you guys money and time, but I think most importantly, to help you guys get prestiges quicker because they are very, very fun abilities to have, and in some cases they actually make the game way, way easier. And I think we all love a little bit of convenience. So let's jump into today's video. What are prestiges? I think we're gonna have to talk about this first because there will be a lot of new players looking at this video. So prestiges are very rare abilities in Star Equestrian. There are three kinds of abilities that you can technically get in this game. So you have prestiges, which are the most rare and most valuable. And then you have crossbreed and purebreed, which are standard traits and abilities that you can find on all horses. What makes prestiges very rare is that the odds of them appearing, it's tiny. It's very, very small, and you are relying quite a lot on the RNG system to even give you a prestige, and if you already have it, to even upgrade it, it's even worse. Just to give you an example of the benefits of prestiges, if you ever want to find out what prestiges are available in the game, because I have a feeling that there's going to be more added in the future, you can check out the genetic traits index. If you didn't see where I clicked just now, you head on over to your horse's profile and you click the eye next to genetic traits. So over here at the moment, we do have 5 prestiges available in the game. We have Golden Child, Rough Rider, Eternal Bond, Heart of Winter, and Woodlands Explorer. And the abilities for those prestiges, absolutely amazing. How do we get them? Very simple. You get them through breeding. So breeding in Star Equestrian, the goal for breeding usually is to get blue and green traits because the odds of getting the yellow trait is very, very small. The very right box, that diamond, that is the slot where a prestige would be if you have 2 horses that have prestiges. The base odds of getting a prestige in Star Equestrian is 5. This is for horses that have level 0 or level 1 traits, blue and green traits. To build up the odds of getting a prestige, you need to breed with horses that have either level 2 or level 3 blue and green traits. Level 1 unfortunately counts as level 0 as well. So unfortunately, you will not be able to increase the odds of getting a prestige with level 0 or level 1 genetic traded horses. It's level 2 and level 3 where it is going to start giving you those bonuses. So let's go back to Gale. So I have a horse here. So Gale is technically maxed out for a purebreed and crossbreed, and then Excelsa on the right side has none, right? So we've managed to boost this up to 10%. The maximum boost you could get for a prestige, I believe, is 15. There is another way to bump this up as well, and this is available to everybody, but you need a little bit of luck to get this item as well. It is through potions. So in the Prestige tab, there is a potion here called Compound of Fortune, and this is what you want to use. If you use this potion in any of your Prestige breedings, you can further increase the odds of getting a Prestige by 5%. So if I use this potion on my current breeding, which is at 15%, then I can boost my rate to 20%, which means potentially I should be getting a trait in 1 out of 5 breedings, which is much more reasonable compared to a 5% chance because you're gonna have to go through a lot more gems and a lot more horses to get prestiges that way. So now you know how to increase the odds. What's the most economical way of actually getting a prestige? And I wish this was something that I knew much sooner, because when I started my racing line, I just went straight to Frisian sports. So tier 5-star horses. Breeding 5-star horses can get very, very costly. You can see right now, I either pay 1,750 gems or I have to use 3 tokens per breeding. The most economical way to try and do these kinds of breedings, if you're only looking for prestiges, is to use 4-star horses. And I do believe I have a 4-star horse here just to show you that it is very much possible with a 4-star horse. So let me grab Souffle here. And then I do have one more. And we have Cochise as well. So these are both 4-star horses. They're going to give me a 4-star horse, but as you can see, we still have a 15% chance to get a random prestige. If you are just looking to get prestiges, I recommend breeding 4-star horses, because to breed a 4-star horse, it is way cheaper than 5-star horses. It's only going to cost you 1,000 gems, because if you look at breeding token, it's one single breeding token. So for everybody involved, just use a single breeding token, and that's already going to be one chance for this breeding. Compared to Frisian Sports, for example, where you're either paying way more gems or 3 tokens. So yeah, if you're trying to get the prestige, use 4-star horses. And if you can, you need to stay with 4-star horses once you have the prestige, guys, because once you have the prestige, you need to duplicate that prestige onto a different horse. Thankfully, once you do have a prestige, the odds of a transfer is way higher than actually getting one. So Bun Bun has a prestige. If I bred Bun Bun to Cochise, I have a 60% chance to get my prestige to paste itself on the foal. So I have a higher chance than 50%, which is great. You need to create a duplicate of your prestige horse, because that is the next step involved for leveling up prestiges. Moving on to the next step, we got to talk about upgrading prestiges, because upgrading prestiges more or less follows the same formula as actually getting the prestige to begin with. So back onto the breeding screen. So I have 2 horses here with Rough Rider level 1. The base odds, because both of these horses have level 1 green and blue traits, it's 5% to get Rough Rider level 2. And I know some of you guys are probably going to be throwing a fit now, thinking like, oh my gosh, I just got past the barrier of getting a prestige and now leveling it up is even more expensive. Yes, I know guys, I'm sorry, this is just how prestiges work. You can increase the odds of actually leveling up your prestiges based on the green and blue traits of the parents. We have Golden and Hot Dog. The golden hot dog, and this breeding pair, they both have Eternal Bond level 1, but they also have maxed out blue and green traits. The odds of my trait now increasing is 12.5% because we have the level 3 green and blue traits on both sides. So every single time you have a level 2 or 3 blue or green trait, that's going to increase the odds. Level 3 gives you the biggest boost, just an FYI, but if you have level 2, that is also acceptable. There is also a potion that can increase your odds to upgrade this as well. So if we head on over to the Prestige tab again, the potion that you're going to want is Compound of Power. And I know a lot of people have been so confused using this potion, but this is how this one works. If you are upgrading a prestige, so in the menu here, it's telling you that you can upgrade. It's either going to be level 1 or level 2 or level 2 to level 3. This potion becomes usable. So this potion, it gives you an extra 15% chance of upgrading a prestige trait. So I can further boost this by another 15. So if I use this potion for my breeding, my odds go from 12.5% to 27.5%. So let me just equip this here so you guys can see 27.5%. So at least leveling up prestiges, it's a little bit easier. It's still not the easiest because again, you are still relying on RNG to actually give you the result that you want. But this potion, I would not bother trying to level up a prestige unless you have that potion as like one of your rewards or from a chest or something, guys, because leveling up prestiges alone can get very, very, very expensive. My major takeaway for this, guys, with prestiges and how they kind of function is if you want to do any prestige, like specifically for prestiges and even for traits, I would focus on 4-star horses. And once you have the desired traits and abilities, then I would crossbreed back to a 5-star that I want to pace it on, which is what I basically did with the Evil Queen, because I never had a Frisian sport with Eternal Bond level 3. I actually pasted Eve onto this horse. So Eve was my Eternal Bond horse, but you can see in her bloodline, her fails, but also her successor, which is Maleficent there. I do have an extra tip for you guys if you don't really have a established stable and you don't really have the funds to do so many breedings for prestiges. I am standing in front of the wild horse pen for a reason today, and that is because wild horses can help increase your odds of getting a prestige because their abilities also increase the odds. I have to check all of them because I don't know who has what. So this horse would not be helpful because it has level 1 abilities. This horse would not be helpful because it also has level 1. This one would actually give us a small boost because it has level 2. So this horse, because it's level 2, if you're a player who only has level 1 traits, I would encourage you, if you're really, really looking to increase your odds of getting a prestige, but this also has a level 2 trait that you would like, I would breed with this. So it is just an FYI, it is possible for wilds to come in and spawn with 2 abilities. I have seen it. I have bred horses in the pen here with level 2 abilities. You just kind of have to wait for the horse to appear to begin with because yeah, their abilities and the level of their abilities are completely random. We don't get to dictate what the wilds end up giving us when they do finally sit in the wild horse pen. But yeah, hopefully this little tip is going to help you guys out if you are very desperate to get your first prestige. I totally get it. Prestiges are amazing. They really are amazing. They're great to have. I know a lot of people want them for the special effects as well because, you know, we've got Maleficent here spouting love hearts, and then we switch on over to one of my Rough Riders, and then all of a sudden we have Embers. You know, so I can see the appeal as to why people would want the prestiges, not just for the effects, but also just because they look cool. Hey guys, Editing Dasha here. So I don't know why I totally forgot to mention this in the video, but we're going to mention it now before I forget. Co-breeding. Co-breeding is a little bit funky with prestiges, but the gist of co-breeding is that you will not be able to co-breed to basically get a trait from another player at all. Prestiges are locked to you, just like the paid Frisians. They are exclusive to the player that has actually bred the prestige. So unfortunately, if you're hoping to be able to get a prestige from a friend, that is not going to be the case. If anyone tells you that they got a prestige from co-breeding, it is very likely that they got theirs because they just got lucky with their 5% or whatever percentage that they have for co-breeding. Okay, just a heads up in case you're thinking that you can do that. But if you found this video helpful at all, guys, please leave a like on the video. I hope it does help you out though, because prestige breeding is a monster on its own, but it is very well worth it if you do finally reach the end of the tunnel. Hopefully we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of little prestige babies on the server very soon. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next upload, next guide, next whatever I do. Bye guys!